Is it Sipprelle or Sipprelle, Scott? Am I pronouncing that incorrectly?
There's a lot of things on the campaign trail, but the actual pronunciation is Sipprelle.
Sipprelle. Okay, so my initial instinct was right on that one. Is that Italian?
It's actually French.
French. Okay, interesting. So we have Scott Sipprelle with us. He is the I guess I can call you the presumptive GOP nominee from the 12th Congressional District. You fought a pretty contentious primary with Mayor Mike Halfacre of Monmouth County, and you emerged victorious. He dropped out after the Middlesex Convention, and now it seems like you're on a roll. So, first of all, thank you for being with us.
Thank you for having me, Matt. I'm pleased to be speaking with you, and I would describe our primary tussle as intense as opposed to contentious, but this is my first time through any election process, so I'm going to take your evaluation as maybe more accurate than mine.
No, hey, listen, I mean, I always prefer a good euphemism for something. I'm a law student, so that's what we're trained to do. No, but I mean, it was a hard-fought primary, and I think this is what you said at the end of it in your statement. Tell me if I'm putting words in your mouth, that it made you a better candidate.
Absolutely. As I said, I'm a first-time political candidate. My approach has been to try to run it like I would run a business process, and to try to apply some of the logic that I've used in my business career to building an enterprise that can be successful in the political sphere. And so far, the results are well, but it was very intense. We were running behind just because we got started much later than Mayor Halfacre, and so that put a lot of pressure on us to perform in a very short period of time, and I'm very pleased by the results so far.
Have you had any difficulty uniting Halfacre supporters around your candidacy now that the dust has settled?
I've been reaching out to as many of them as I can, and I think that we will be very united in short order. I think the stakes are quite high, and I think they see in me a good agent and a good representative for the values that I think we can all coalesce a campaign around, which are personal responsibility, fiscal responsibility, common sense, and shrinking the size of our runaway super welfare state.
Now, like I mentioned when we first started speaking, you've really seemed to have hit the ground running since the primaries concluded. We just found out the other day that you've raised almost $600,000. I think it was $588 was the number. And also today we found out, or yesterday rather, that the Cook Political Report, Charlie Cook, famed handicapper of House races around the country, has moved your district from solid Democrat to likely Democrat, correct? Which is a pretty substantial change for a district that just a year ago nobody would have even thought would have been competitive.
Well, those facts are both accurate, and we're obviously pleased by them, considering the alternative. I guess the district couldn't get any more safer Democrat than the original evaluation by Charlie Cook, but in any case, we'll take that as the first step of many upgrades in terms of the competitiveness of this race. And I will tell you, traveling the 44 towns and talking to a lot of independent voters and Democratic voters and Republican voters, that there is a great deal of concern about the direction of the country. And I think people are engaged to actually study the alternatives, to approach a new candidate, even an unknown candidate, with an open mind. And I think I can win the battle of ideas about the policies and the practices that can get America's economy back on track. And so I'm quite optimistic. I will tell you, having been in this for 3 months now, though, that we've had good days and we've had bad days. So I try not to get too sunny when I hear the good news, because I know that there will be challenges along the way as well.
Now, I know an election is always about contrast. ways in which the two general election candidates from either party are different from each other, not just in message, but in style and in their background. It's no secret as well that Democrats love class warfare. That's usually how they win when they don't have any other issue. They try to divide people against each other. Um, you're a Wall Street guy. You came from Wall Street. That's where you made your money. And someone like myself who believes in the free market, free enterprise, and hard work and scrapping your way to the top, I respect that. Um, Unfortunately, I'm sure the Democrats are going to use it against you, since in the wake of a lot of the dot-com bust, Wall Street still isn't that popular on Main Street. I guess, how do you plan on countering that? And, as a second part to that question, what kind of contrast does your campaign plan on creating between you and Congressman Holt?
So, first of all, I'll challenge your premise, Matt. I didn't come from Wall Street. I actually came from a middle-class family.
That's fair.
My father was the first one in his family to go to college. My grandfather was an immigrant who got his first job in America picking vegetables in California's Imperial Valley. So I started like many Americans did, at the starting line, not ahead of the starting line, not behind the starting line, but at the starting line. And because America has always been a place of hope and opportunity that rewarded hard work, I've lived the American dream. My path took me through New York's financial services industry when the Reagan boom of the 80s was just beginning, and I was very fortunate in that timing. And I work hard. I've built 2, now 3 businesses, and I've been successful, and I've been very fortunate in my life. But I would agree with your second premise, which is that at their core, Americans believe in the fairness of free markets, and they believe in the fairness of a meritocracy where any immigrant, any underclass person, any person who's born to disadvantage or hardship can work hard and achieve that same dream. And one of my reasons for running is because I think the economic malpractice that our current Congress is currently undertaking is destroying that dream. And what that means is that people won't be able to have the same chance that I did as a kid, who picked up bottles on a street corner to get the 5-cent deposit because his dad wouldn't give him an allowance. That's the story of America, and I think that's a story that everybody buys into. As for this, this Wall Street thing, it's sort of funny in a sense. I didn't see Rush Holt or frankly any of the Democratic establishment in New Jersey excoriating, the consummate Wall Street insider John Corzine as they supported him enthusiastically, not once, but 3 times. First for senator, then for governor twice as recently as 2009, well after Wall Street had imploded, and I had left Wall Street in 2007 and was railing actually in the mid-2000s against what I saw as bad governance and bad practices on Wall Street. So I'll take that debate any day of the week. John Corzine, if you hadn't noticed, is back on Wall Street with a new job.
He also just got engaged today.
Running for Congress.
He also just got engaged today.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I didn't know if you were expecting an invitation to the wedding or anything, but he just got engaged.
If he'd like to invite me, maybe you can put that out on a tweet or a Twitter or whatever they call it.